Yeah.
Guys, it's winter is taking forever. It's my first Game of Thrones recap show of this season.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It's also the finale.
For the big one.
That's bigger news.
Yeah, it was the finale.
So, everyone meets in King's Landing. All of the major players meet and form a tenuous alliance now that we know that monsters are real. I had a bunch of questions for this episode. It was my favorite episode of the season so far.
Me too.
It's the best episode of the season, for sure.
Featured my favorite thing about the show, which is people in rooms talking to each other. My first question was Euron Greyjoy going to leave no matter what? Euron says,
This is the only thing I've ever seen that terrifies me.
you know, part of you wants Varys to whisper like, there's a f***ing dragon over there. Did that not warrant some fear? And he leaves, and he does so for what seems like a very sensible reason. He is right. That's terrifying. He's not shown to be a particularly loyal person to anyone, so you buy that he would abandon Cersei at this time, and those things are scary. And then we find out later that this was a plan that he and Cersei had made, where he's going to take his fleet to get this larger army so they could double cross. What was he going to do if they didn't have a scary wight? How was he going to leave in the middle of that meeting and convincingly sell to people that he was going to go home?
Right, it's a weird pre-plan
Yeah.
that requires they both know all of the information that they will have gotten from the meeting.
It's a problem. He could have used the dragons. Also, he could have just relied on the fact that nobody's pumped on the Greyjoys. It's like, I'm gonna go, and everyone's like, fine. Like,
Right.
right out the gate, Tyrion starts talking. He stands up and starts like heckling him and does like a bunch of short jokes. He could have just been like, none of this is playing. Room doesn't like it. And we're like, it plays in the Iron Islands. I'm gonna I slay in Pike. I'm gonna go back.
Yeah, I actually like that moment until recontextualizing with everything we know, where like Jaime's like, shut the fuck up, man, leave my brother alone.
Right.
And then even Cersei's like, shut the fuck up, leave our brother alone. But that's not really what she was doing.
No.
It was a good plan. Like, we're gonna get this guy in a chain, and it's gonna be just close enough to get her, and then we're gonna watch him hack that dude up, and then the parts are gonna crawl around. It was a very effective presentation.
That was another good scene.
PowerPoint couldn't have done that.
Because we know that the Hound can rap once on the box and the monster inside flips out. But then meanwhile, he unscrews the whole thing and shoves the box, and the monster's like, "Give me over to me." Another question I had on the subject of pretending, were Arya and Sansa pretending when they were fighting? Which wasn't super clear to me, because Arya was either playing the game of questions where everything you say is a lie, or she was threatening Sansa, and that's crazy.
And then eventually they hatched their little plan.
Yeah.
After being unbelievably antagonistic towards each other.
Right.
I think this is another symptom of something that the show has been doing a lot ever since the books stopped lining up with them, where the creators want to surprise the audience still. And because the plot is being less surprising just by the nature of what it is, they want to surprise you and have like, oh my god, it's really the trial of Littlefinger. So in order to do that, you need to trick the audience for a few episodes by making characters do things that are unbelievable.
Yeah.
So you force these characters to do things that they wouldn't do in order to get that moment of surprise, which is satisfying, but it ruins the other parts.
Yeah. The spirit of that storyline could have been completely played out with Baelish as your identity character the whole time. If we were following Peter and we're watching him work behind the scenes to try to sow discontent between these two, and we don't get the full picture of what they're actually doing, then we can assume it's much better than the writing in the show that we got.
Right.
And then that makes it more surprising when Peter dies. He still needs to die, and it will always be, and you'll be glad that he's dead. But if you're with him the whole time, you know, it's the classic Game of Thrones thing where you're watching someone who's going down a path that seems like it will inevitably lead to victory, and then
something happens.
they die, and that's also somehow more inevitable.
And you only get his perspective. But I will say it was very satisfying when he gets his throat cut, and just the actor did a really great job. That realization of, what did they just say?
Yeah.
Me?
I deserve a trial. I'm gonna fair shake. I demand that you take me home safely. And I was like, no. What?
Bastard!
Do I have nothing
That was my only move.
Okay, then where's that little bear girl? You take me home. Where you been? Once Peter Baelish got killed, Arya would just like walk back up to chill with her sister, and I thought, Girl, take that face. You're gonna need
No
that face.
kidding. Take his face.
Everybody outside of this room doesn't know that Peter Baelish is dead. Take that face
Yeah.
and go fucking hog wild. Another question I had was how could Cersei possibly let Jaime leave? Not just because of her brand new catchphrase that no one walks away from it.
No one walks away from me.
I don't even need her to kill Jaime. But Cersei, the strategic thinker, would not let him go because he can tell other people what her plan is. Like, she can certainly be like, hey, it breaks my heart that you want to betray me and you don't want to go along with my plan. And I get that. I'm not going to kill you because we go way back to a womb, but I can't let you go because the first thing you're going to do is tell the North that I'm not really on their side. And all I have going for me right now is the element of surprise with this army. And if you tell them about it, then I'm f***ed.
I feel like there's an element of trust where he might not even tell anybody. Because his whole thing is, I'm just going to go and I'm going to fight these things because I think that's the important thing. But he's not saying, I'm going to go ruin your plan. He's saying, your plan is bad, we should be doing this, I'm going to go do that. So I think there's an element of her not necessarily believing that he will literally go tell everybody about her betrayal.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I had trouble with the idea of her, as ambitious as she is, being willing to allow the exposure to be known to the world that she wouldn't kill her brother.
She also doesn't care if they know that they
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't undermine her ambitions or her. If
it
anything,
makes
it
her more
reinforces
powerful a
it.
little
Yeah,
bit,
exactly.
My theory on that is that we're going to find out that George R.R. Martin has a really hot cousin or something. It's more George R.R. Martin just being like, people are talking about this incest. It's normalized there.
I mean, the Queen does it, so...
It's very modern in King's Landing. Very modern.
So maybe, like, she, like, sat the mountain down at one point. It's like, okay, if I ever, like, do, like, a nod, it's a threatening thing. Don't actually kill Jaime. Never kill Jaime, okay?
Do not let me text Lancel and do not kill Jaime. These are the things
Just
that
take my phone. Just take it away from me.
Drink so much wine. How does Bran not know what Sam is doing?
I wasn't sure if you'd remember me.
I remember everything. Why did you come to Winterfell?
Check your fucking Google brain, man. Ask the tree what Sam's doing. Right. You look like an idiot.
Go talk to the little broccolis and say, what's Sam up to?
When he says, I'm the three-eyed raven, Sam does what everyone should have done the whole time. He goes, oh. I don't know what that means. I don't know what the you're talking about.
Sam has been spending so much time in the Citadel reading about magic and about White Walkers, about all this stuff. You'd think he would have known, or at least heard the phrase three-eyed raven.
Three-eyed raven, yeah.
Right, I've at least read the passage about the three-eyed raven. I don't know what it means, but I've heard of it.
Right, Sam should have been, it's like, oh, I'm the three-eyed raven. Oh, yeah, you're gonna, you'll be trees one day. Cool.
Yeah.
I like that he also learned the fact that he was like ignoring Gilly about.
Yeah.
Didn't give her credit.
I transcribed a High Septon's diary. He annulled Rhaegar's marriage to Aaliyah.
I translated this book and
I
I
learned it
found
myself.
this thing.
I noticed
Gilly
it.
is sitting in that wagon with their
Taking
baby.
care of that child.
But Bran was going on assuming that it was the sand, even though Bran warged into the Tower of Joy and saw Lyanna Targaryen handing the baby to Ned and whisper, his name is... He checks again to make sure that's what he heard this time, because the first time he went, the audio was bad, but he just decided never to go back again.
They cut away before I could tell.
But like, I guess was squinting at Lyanna going, his name is...
John Sand.
John Sand.
Yeah.
Where's John? I gotta tell John something. And I'm assuming it's the Targaryen stuff. But in reality, he was gonna just tell him, you're not a snow bastard, you're a sand bastard. Dad's friend killed your dad. Your actual dad.
Yeah, the dad you love. killed your dad.
Yeah.
All your parents are dead.
Yeah.
Still.
Right.
Nothing has changed for you.
Did it annoy
But you
you?
f***ed your aunt, so...
That was a confusing scene to me because they were revealing that, yes, John has the greatest claim to the throne, but also that he's in no uncertain terms related to Daenerys Targaryen, and the sex scene is still like really hot and beautifully shot.
It was really hard to know what to feel about that whole sequence.
There wasn't any. The music wasn't like, you should know this is creepy.
Yeah.
It was
Feels-
like,
Yes.
look at that butt.
Never...
Top notch. So Bran can see what's going on anywhere like he chooses. He can just pull something up. So I would love it if he was just like, wow, Jon's a Targaryen. I wonder what he's up to right now. And then walks into that boat and it's like, oh boy. Sam, we can't tell him.
Yeah.
We can never tell him what we learned. He'll be so sad. He's already so
Yeah,
sad.
we can't make it more sad. I haven't even met him again since I became this...
I'm gonna go back and watch to make sure this is bad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check in with him every night from now on just to see how bad it is.
Another question I had that I didn't write down, so you're gonna be surprised. Why didn't Cersei ask him why he's not serving on the wall anymore? Especially when, like, I know the son of Ned Stark will be a man of his word. And it's like, I am a man of my word, or at least I try to be. I can't declare for you because I've already declared for this person. Like, we know that he has he's claiming this inability to lie even when it's the right thing to do.
Right.
Then,
Yeah.
if I'm Cersei, why am I not saying, okay, well, doesn't sound like you took your Night's Watch vows so seriously. You're not supposed to declare, you're not supposed to be king. You're not supposed to have lands. You're not supposed to declare for anyone.
She doesn't like Jon, and she wants him dead, probably.
Yeah.
So if she says, but you broke your oath, I can kill you now. She's the queen. She
Right.
could sentence him to death at that moment.
I mean, but how's that gonna go there?
I mean, it would go terribly.
Right. I thought that Daenerys showing up in the dragon, by the way, kind of a low class move to me.
Yeah.
It's like, we know about the dragon. Like, it just seems so, like, obvious. You know, that there's, like, a little bit of, like, really?
It was strange to me. I know the monster was very scary, but it's so much less impressive than a dragon. That's
Yeah.
the first time a lot of these people are seeing a dragon.
Yeah.
Giant dragon is like, I ain't see nothing. Wait till you see what's in this little box.
It's also
It's most of a guy.
Right.
I was surprised it didn't come up. I know they probably were like, look, we're not going to fight. We're just going to talk today. But once it started seeming like Cersei was not going to help them, I don't know why Dany was like, I've been mostly quiet, but here's how this is going to go. He's going to burn you right now in front of me.
Right.
Unless you agree with us. That's sort like, those are our options. I need to kill all the dead people, and I want you to help me with it. If you don't, I really can't have you being I'm so stressed right now. I can't have you weighing into my mind. So he'll eat you. I don't know.
Right.
Like, literally nobody will be sorry about it.
The only command
Nobody.
I've ever taught him was Dracarys.
Yeah.
So I don't even have bite her ankle so she
Right.
can't run away.
Yeah, Cersei really doesn't have a lot of leverage there either, because, like, who's sad when she
Yeah.
dies? Like,
Qyburn.
Jamie
Yeah,
Bale.
Qyburn.
Qyburn is sad
yeah,
until
yeah.
he does something that makes
Right.
her alive again. It's like,
Right. The mountain would have a twinge of like, well, now who do I kill for?
yeah.
But that's not a feeling.
I don't think the mountain has complex thoughts like
Yeah.
that. If there's anything we got out of that hound scene with him, and it's nothing.
Right. It's cool red eyes though.
Yeah. Got some more cool hounds telling people to f off.
Off.
I think the Night King kind of won this episode personally.
Yeah.
Him riding the dragon wasn't as dumb as I was worried it would be.
Yeah.
And it was like, no, that's fucking cool. You
Yeah.
know, like,
Yeah. Look cool.
I kind of want the Night King to win, and for Qyburn to be like, may I just continue what I'm doing? I'm not really on anyone's side. It's not even his shot. It's like, I'm the queen.
he's
and
so
we just-
turned on.
We just see him leave. He stands up and hand gets cut off, and he's like, for my work. For Qyburn.
I felt like he was like 1 minute away from like just letting that thing touch his mouth. Exactly.
Pick up the hand that's most of the monster. Burn it. Let's
Yeah,
go.
let's see the rest of your demo. Yeah.
It's like
are bad.
tickling this is going.
So really quick, did the White Walkers need a dragon to get through the wall?
Seems
Is that
like
what they've
it.
been waiting this whole
think they
time
did,
for?
yeah.
I wonder if he had because he had those other White Walkers, the bearded ones, the clearly the dads.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm sure they had conferences where they're like, look, Night King, I mean, obviously you still have my support. It's been thousands of years, and we're just hanging out here. Sometimes someone comes and we get to kill him, and that's really good for morale.
Yeah.
The troops are really happy, but run it by me one more time. You think someone's gonna have a dragon again. Bring it here. That's why you had us make all these fucking anti-dragon spears. And then you'll have that, and then we'll melt the wall.
Yeah.
Can we work on something else just to give people jobs? The dragon denier is the guy who is like the spear caddy. As soon as the dragon shows up, it's like, oh, that's my whole platform. Okay, Your Majesty, I'm sorry. You're right.
I didn't believe it.
I never doubted
I
you.
haven't been practicing for this. I hope I'm doing
Another
this
one,
right.
my lord.
Two hands. Two hands.
I must be bummed that their supply of babies is gone now, by the way. Because that used to be a huge part of their thing, is that anytime a boy was born, they would give it to the Night King, and then one day he'd just be like, are all the I used to have a really steady supply of babies from that horned up guy, and it's $900. What are you guys' predictions for the next and final season of Game of Thrones?
Wow. Since we're talking about babies, actually, I think it's possible that a White Walker will take Sam's baby and turn it into a White Walker and he'll have to cure it of White Walkerism.
Ooh, fun.
That'll be fun.
That would make that story
That's a-
matter.
and
that's
make it
a-
matter, make it interesting.
That's a lot of Gilly screen time. Sam, I miss my baby. Yeah, I know. That's the note you're playing.
I just talked to a crazy tree boy. And I can't deal with this. I'm sorry.
I think Arya ultimately ends up alone north of the wall.
Yeah.
And just lives a life out there.
You don't think Gendry shows back up and marries Arya? Oh. Baratheon and a Stark?
That would be cute.
I'd be cute with that.
Are we gonna have a cute ending to this movie or to this show? We might, right?
It'll be a bittersweet ending, is what all
Yeah.
of the reports are. So I think that just means either Jon or Dany dies. I don't know.
Oh, it's got to be.
What I was hoping for Daenerys this whole time was that we're going to see her transition into a Mad King, like make her a villain is the most Game of Thrones thing they could do on this show, and there were some seeds planted in that direction.
All season they've been doing that.
I agree.
But this episode didn't really feel that way. She f***ed her nephew on a boat.
Right, because also this was...
That's the thing that a good guy does.
the whole season has been mainly Tyrion being worried about her.
Yeah.
And through Tyrion, we're like, oh wow, maybe she's like not keeping it together. But this episode also had Tyrion saying, no, she's good because she listens to me.
Yeah.
And she's actually not a problem.
But then it also had Tyrion kind of creep watching from the shadows their
Yeah.
rendezvous,
It's
which
really
is really unclear.
unclear part.
I think they have set up that maybe Tyrion is viewed by her before the end as a traitor.
Yeah.
I think they have set that up pretty
yeah.
deftly.
I think Cersei needs to die. I think that'll happen.
Cersei will die.
by Jaime, right?
Yeah.
It would be the most satisfying. Like, I know, like, Cersei's on Arya's list, and there are all these people that want her dead. But if Arya goes and kills Cersei, I don't care. I don't feel anything from
for
that.
sure.
I only feel something if Jaime does it.
Who sits on the Iron Throne?
John.
Because he's the only person who is actually democratically elected. You know what I mean? Like, which is, we're still obsessed with putting that in our monarchy shows.
Does someone kill the Night King and make everyone disappear? Or do they find some way to re-magic the wall and banish them again for another couple of thousand years, making sure this is like a cyclical fight that keeps happening?
One scene where somebody has a conversation with the Night King would be very satisfying.
Yes.
Something
We'll
small.
see that. We'll see that.
I hope so.
We're never going to see like the Ice Dragon gets killed and a bunch of whites, and then the Night King looks around and is like, cool. All right. Start stacking up ice for the wall. I'm helping on my side. We're all doing it.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe by clicking the big C in the middle of your screen, and also hit the bell icon to get notifications and also other stuff. I can keep talking?
Nah.